I'm Chad Sharpe, and this is my first hand. My name is Chad Sharpe. I'm 28 years old from Cloverdale, British Columbia, and I'm a professional wakeboarder. The town I grew up in, Cloverdale, started out as a small country town. I mean, as it's evolving, it's becoming more of like a normal city, but it definitely has its roots in rodeo and all that stuff. It was really cool. A lot of good friends there, and but definitely the goal was to get out of there. When I was 16, 17 years old, right around that age, wasn't doing great in school. I was getting in a lot of trouble and being bored all the time, and wakeboarding was starting to become a real positive thing for me. Like, I knew it was what I wanted to do, so made the decision to leave school and move down to Florida, and my parents were supportive. I don't think they were really excited about me leaving school, but that was kind of the point where they're like, well, if you're gonna do this, do it right, and we'll be behind you, and kind of went from there.
I was at the Vancouver Boat Show, and I was driving back to Florida, and all of a sudden my cell phone rings, and it's Chad asking if he can catch a ride to Florida with me. And I proceed to go, do your parents know that you are coming to Florida? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, 16-year-old punk, yeah, right. Give me your mom's number. So I called his mom, and she was like, yeah, take him to Florida.
I kind of figured he might be back, but then just knowing Chad, I just figured, no, he won't be. He's very bound and determined. He was gone, and that was it. He probably wasn't the best wakeboarder in the world at the time or anywhere near it, or we never thought he'd be a pro, but his determination, I guess, took him there. And the whole family's proud of him. He's done very well with it.
My mom definitely had to ease my dad into it a little bit, but it worked out. And it's funny when I talk to him nowadays, they're like, we thought you'd be back. We started off the show in Washington State, Lake Samish, the lake I grew up riding on, and it's always awesome to get back there. I don't get to go up there very often. Lake Samish is a really big lake. Well, it's huge for Florida standards. It's surrounded by mountains. It's green the whole way around. There's trees, and the cleanliness of the water is just so clear, and it's definitely not like anywhere I usually ride. It's a little chilly, but the water's nice and calm, so we're gonna jump out in the water and hopefully get some good riding in. Lake Samish, it's kind of where it all started for me. My parents had a small place there, and we'd go down there for 2 or 3 weeks at a time during the summer, and we'd be on the water all day long, every day.
We were looking for a place close to home. We live in British Columbia, so we just went across the line, Washington State, and that was the beginning. Once we had the water there, Chad was on the lake all the time. He just took to it. He just loved it. It was a lifestyle. It just went from there.
It's for sure nostalgic going back there. I mean, for the most part, it's kind of the way we left it. You know, you see some cool new houses here and there, new cabins, but the main part of it's, you know, just like I remember.
We got real lucky tonight. We passed this exit called Bow Hill, and it reminded me that there was this Bow Lake up here, and I heard they had sliders, and after some calls we found out they had stadium lighting, so we got a sick lit place to ride tonight.
It was definitely a little chilly up there, especially at nighttime. We got like a real fun session and totally unexpected, but it worked out great. After Bellingham, we headed into Preston, where Ronix is. It's about 25-30 minutes east of Seattle. Had to head in there and talk to Adam about next year's graphics. A few years ago, all of our contracts were running out with the company we rode with before, and a few of us made the switch from what we were doing and, you know, started our own brand, which is Ronix. I was so stoked that I was invited to come be a part of Ronix, along with Danny Harf, Parks Bonifay, and Emily Copeland. Turned out awesome. I couldn't think of a better crew to be with. With us all being part owners in the company, it makes your voice heard a lot more. We're updated with everything that's going on, you know, how the company's doing financially or if they're shipping, or, I mean, it makes you want to work that much harder.
So yeah, this is the art room. It's Adam. Adam pretty much does all our graphics, really good at what he does.
When it comes to the graphics on our boards, the riders have a general idea or like kind of a direction. And then we meet with Adam, and he definitely adds his own flair into it and adds his own influences into it, and it's definitely a team effort.
They each have their own style, which is fun to work with, and we try and shake it up so we don't get caught looking the same each year.
This is my new graphic for my board that's coming out, and it's the Ronix Viva. This is basically what a graphic looks like before it's pressed into a board.
My boards have typically kind of been dark and black boards and skulls, and this year, you know, went with a white board and definitely a lot louder, and, you know, wanted to change it up from my norm. Being a part of Ronix and being an owner, I mean, you definitely want to put in that extra effort, whatever it may be, because in the grand scheme of things, it's benefiting yourself, and it's always a great feeling when something you've worked on comes into reality and then, you know, hopefully does well. I mean, it's definitely a bigger sense of accomplishment. Basically, Radar is a lake that Herb O'Brien found the land, dug it, surveyed it, made sure it could have water. It's up on this hill overlooking the valley. You can see all the mountains. It's pretty much one of the most beautiful places to ever ride. For Ronix and Square One, Radar is definitely like, you know, the home lakes. It's awesome to go up there because it's so different than Florida, where we ride every day. It's definitely different scenery than you'd see almost anywhere else.
Solid.
When we first got to Radar, the weather was really good, and just put this ramp on the dock and put it on the corner of the island where the totem pole is, and just whip into it and do some airs, you know, something a little different. You know, hit it a few times, and then we have this gigantic blue tube. Kind of decided to stand it up and started trying to jump over. It was kind of a big gap up. Started kind of going over the side of it to see if I could make it, and then sped up a bit and started pushing off harder. And you know, I was actually trying to like do tail taps on it and stuff. It was actually like a real fun session. The landings were a little hard, but it was almost like a high jump contest. But that definitely made the session a little fun, and it just kind of looks abnormal.
We were just at Radar in the rain, throwing down some posts for a fun little down rail that we can hit tomorrow, and gonna have some fun. All the boys are helping. It makes it so much easier.
We wanted to build some rails and just kind of do some different stuff while we're up there. And Danny Bergman came out and helped us pretty much build. He's kind of the man when it comes to contracting stuff.
He's not only building them good, but building them right. Probably a little differently than I would have done it, but it's definitely gonna be better in the long run.
While we were building it, it was just raining and raining. It didn't look like there was a break in the clouds in sight, but as it started getting dark, it kind of cleared up, and it was cold and all, but we threw the lights on it and it worked out perfect. Half the fun of riding rails is actually finishing them. It makes it that much more fun if it works when you hit it. You got to build what you want to hit. So it was pretty cool. Jack Blodgett actually decided to hop on a plane last minute and came to meet us to help out and hit the rail. He's definitely progressed a lot as far as his wakeboarding and his stuff outside of wakeboarding. I mean, whether it's filming or riding, he's definitely a man of quite a few talents. Mikey Annan cruised out for the night. One of the few guys who didn't really make the move to Florida and, does well as a pro wakeboarder living up in the Northwest. I don't know, I think Mikey's a little more used to that weather, though. There are definitely a few good crashes on the rail. I actually impacted so hard I broke a board, but not from landing on the board, but from landing the board into the ground. Washington was definitely a good trip. We got so lucky. Every time we went out and shot, it just kind of cleared up. I had a couple amazing days at Radar, and we got a lot in a short trip, and definitely was a lot of fun. From Washington, we had to get back down to Florida and get some shots in for Out of the Pond, the new Billabong team video. As soon as we got back, jumped in the truck and headed down and meet up with those guys down in West Palm. Out of the Pond kind of goes with the name. I mean, we're trying to go to exotic places and ride features that we've never had a chance to ride before and kind of take wakeboarding to different spots that you normally wouldn't see it, and especially in a video.
So we're down here in West Palm. We're shooting for the new Billabong movie, Out of the Pond. We're at this winch spot. Gonna jump down. I don't know, it's like a lock system. We're gonna set the winch up down there. Probably have Chad and Grub and a couple guys do some tricks down it, so it should be good.
The winch has, definitely brought so much to the sport. There's so many places that you can't get a boat or a jet ski, and now you can just, take the winch and pretty much go anywhere that there's water and winch it, you know.
You wanna shine and come and fly with us and just slide with it, glide with it, ride with it. Let's go, just slide with it.
Right now is the really fun part of the year where it's still warm enough to ride, and this is where we get all our filming done and get to shoot a lot of photos and, you know, get projects done that we've been waiting all summer, but we've been traveling too much to do. It kind of gives us freedom to do the stuff we want to do in wakeboarding.
Shoot went good. We thought it was pretty big for a wake skate, but Grove hit it, Watson hit it, and Chad hit it. Got some pretty good stuff.
It was, you know, definitely worthwhile. It wasn't massive by any means, but it was fun. Got a few things down there. We jumped in the trucks and headed back up to Orlando to where I live. Dean Smith, this past winter in Australia, built a pretty big ramp, and to see him doing tricks at those distances and those heights was pretty amazing. So he kind of got it in my head that I wanted to build this ramp. So I made some calls to, you know, Ryan and Kevin at Step Up, and had a ramp built in a few weeks. We're here at Lake Hiawassee. It's the lake I live on. We're gonna get it all set up, and hopefully in a couple days we'll be, you know, jumping 100+ feet. As it was getting done, I kind of have access to this barge. Kind of figured if we're jumping far enough off the ramp that it's going to clear the barge, why not have a party for my friends on the barge and jump them while they're on it? Because just the images of going over a party, it looks different, and you know, it'd be kind of cool for a poster.
I don't know. He'll get out, he'll hit it, practice, see how it goes. We may need to do some adjustments. I think it'll be interesting. I'm more fired up about the party than the jump, though.
We got in the water, got it all put together, and Dean Smith cruised out, and we took it out and got her all anchored up, and just wanted to see what we could do off it, you know, how it's going to kick us, the pitch of it.
Looks good.
You kind of go into it like, okay, I hope the knees hold up, I hope it's not going to pitch me straight up. The first couple times I hit it, we were trying to figure out driving lines and how to keep speed in the air.
I'll give it a lot more in the air.
But after you get the first one or two, the driving lines start getting in place, and you kind of cruise after that. It was like pretty much jumping off a 3-story house.
It's definitely the highest I've ever been behind a boat. It was interesting. I think we may need to do a little adjustment on the ramp. Just takes a little bit of the incline off it. The ones that you'd even get a little bit of kick on, you had to at least been 70. So I don't think the barge will be that big of a deal to get over. So the boys came over. We took about 1.5 feet off the top of it. Should be built good now to not land with such an impact. We woke up this morning, glass calm waters. Now we're gonna jump the barge. I hope everyone rolls out and has a good time and everything goes as planned. We anchored the ramp and then measured out a 100-foot buoy to kind of base the landings off of. I still hadn't hit the ramp yet, you know, with the modifications on it. So we went and took some practice hits and was landing about 5 feet short of the 100, so we knew it wouldn't be a problem getting over the barge.
Typically, like, we ride around 23, 24 miles an hour. I'm pulling him at 29 miles an hour going into the kicker. We're accelerating as he's coming off the top, which makes it even more sketchy, because once you hit that kicker, your board accelerates, so it's sketch, man. We're actually gonna pull this barge out, and he's just gonna jump over that while everyone's chilling underneath him, so it's gonna be legit.
It's all in place. Ryan and the boys from Step Up have been amazing, getting everything ready, bringing out music, anchoring it. Kobe's been awesome, getting the lines dialed for driving. And so if everything keeps flowing how it's been flowing all day, hopefully it'll turn out well.
Jumping the barge alone, the nerves wouldn't have been there, but I mean, all my friends are on there. I don't want to get anyone else hurt in the process. Passed on the first one or two, and then, you know, let's do this. I've definitely been around the sport. This coming year will be my 10th year on tour. As you grow as an athlete, you have to find new stuff to do. You just have to keep yourself motivated. That's what drives me. I mean, just trying to find that next thing. Took a couple hard ones, and my hip's definitely a little sore. I got jarred on the last one, but I couldn't be happy with how the day turned out. I definitely don't know if anyone's gone longer or higher on a wakeboard, but it's just the start. It won't be the last you see of that ramp. The show has been a good opportunity to show the versatility outside of con distance, not just train, 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 train. We got time to have fun and be kind of progressive. I just want to keep trying to take the sport in new directions, and it's a big feat, and it's always fun to learn something new. So I'm just, keep grinding at it and, hopefully figure out some things along the way.
Just for Chad's first time and bringing back the mini shocks.
We don't even have anything written down.
So
you're gonna be like, oh, I forgot to ask you this.
Forgot there's a lake right here. I've been walking around how do I clean my hands?